Hello, I'm Miss Allison, and this class is what I call a pre-twinkle class. It will focus on the twinkle rhythms in this case. So if you are a Suzuki student, this would be something familiar to you. And you can participate with us with your instrument or with a different instrument or just by watching and clapping along. So no matter what instrument you play or will be playing, if you haven't started yet, you can get something out of this. So I encourage you to participate. So let's start out with this, this poem. Deedle deedle dumpling, my son John went to bed with his stockings on. One shoe off and one shoe on. Deedle deedle dumpling, my son John. So let's clap on the deedle deedle dumpling. We'll practice first. Deedle deedle dumpling. Let's try that. Ready? Go. Deedle deedle dumpling. Can you put it in your knees? Ready? Go. Deedle deedle dumpling. Can you put it on your shoulders? Deedle deedle dumpling. Can you put it on some other body part? Deedle deedle dumpling. Okay, so we're going to put deedle deedle dumpling in our hands. You can put it in another body part only if you can do it. If you can't do the rhythm, then do it in your hands. All right? Ready, go. Deedle deedle dumpling, my son John went to bed with his stockings on. One shoe off and one shoe on. Deedle deedle dumpling, my son John. So let's take, well first before we do that, place your arm in front of you. Now pianists, you can do it this way and or here, the way you would play a Suzuki rhythm at the beginning using this arm motion. Violinists and violists can do this. It'd be a little different angle for the cellists, so you might want to ask your cello teacher what would be the best way for you to try it. But we're going to do deedle deedle dumpling, my son John, with this bowing motion, or playing this way, deedle deedle dumpling, which we do as pianists. You ready? Ready, go. Deedle deedle dumpling, my son John went to bed with his stockings on. One shoe off and one shoe on. Deedle deedle dumpling, my son John. Grab your bow. And pianists, you can play on middle C. If you're using your right hand, you could use your thumb finger on the C above middle C, which sounds like this. And play dum bum 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 every time we get to that rhythm. String players, place your violin on your shoulder or your bow on your shoulder, and check to make sure if you've got tapes on your bow, then you want to play inside your tapes, and usually the tapes are in the middle, so you want to be sure that your bow is at the bottom tape and you've got a good bow hold. And we're going to start. Ready, go. Deedle deedle dumpling, my son John went to bed with his stockings on. One shoe off and one shoe on. Deedle deedle dumpling, my son John. Okay, so you can put that bow very gently back in your case, and I'm going to do another rhythm and see if you can figure it out. It goes like this. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. For I belong to somebody. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. For I belong to somebody. Let's clap it together. Ready, go. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. For I belong to somebody. So shoo fly, don't is the rhythm we're doing. So you can do that in the air. Shoo fly, don't. Or shoo fly, don't. So either way, we're just working with the forearm here, seeing where it, isolating that motion and finding where those muscles are. So getting ready, we're gonna start. Ready, go. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. For I belong to somebody. All right, grab your bow and let's try it with a bow. Pianists, you can find middle C or play the C above middle C with your thumb like you do for Twinkle. Ready, go. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shoo fly, don't bother me. For I belong to somebody. All right, next rhythm. See if you can figure it out. I have a dog and his name is Rover. He's the one I love the best. When he is good all over. When he is bad, he is just a pest. So let's try that in our hands. I have a dog and his. I have a dog and his. So when we have that rhythm, we're going to clap or some other motion that you feel comfortable doing that you can still perform it well. Ready, go. I have a dog and his name is Rover. He's the one I love the best. When he is good all over. When he is bad, he is just a pest. So, all right. So let's try it in our motions that we use when we play. Ready, go. I have a dog and his name is Rover. He's the one I love the best. When he is good all over. When he is bad, he is just a pest. All right, grab your bow. Place your thumb on C if you're a pianist. Ready, go. I have a dog and his name is Rover. He's the one I love the best. When he is good all over. When he is bad, he is just a pest. So, our next rhythm. Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. Wobbleton to Wibbleton is 15 miles. Wibbleton to Wobbleton and Wobbleton to Wibbleton and Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. Let's clap Wibbleton to Wobbleton is. Ready, go. Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. Wobbleton to Wibbleton is 15 miles. Wibbleton to Wobbleton and Wobbleton to Wibbleton and Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. Let's do it in our posture for playing. Ready, go. Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. Wobbleton to Wibbleton is 15 miles. Wibbleton to Wobbleton and Wobbleton to Wibbleton and Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. Grab your bow. Place your thumb on C and we'll start. Ready, go. Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. Wobbleton to Wibbleton is 15 miles. Wibbleton to Wobbleton and Wobbleton to Wibbleton and Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. And I added an extra one there, didn't I? Wibbleton to Wobbleton is 15 miles. So, one more. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck one, the mouse ran down, hickory dickory dock. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck one, the mouse ran down, hickory dickory dock. I did a dock. Hickory dickory dock. So let's go straight to our setup and see if we can go right into the setup before practice. Ready, go. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck one, the mouse ran down, hickory dickory dock. So you can practice those rhythms all different ways and then try it in your posture. Now, let's do an ear game. We're going to listen to the rhythms on the drum. So I want you to stand up and we're going to walk in place to the drum until you hear a twinkle rhythm. And when you do, I want you to turn around slowly in a circle until you hear the walking rhythm again, and then you can walk. All right? So let's try it. Here's our walking steps. So, another way we can recognize rhythms is to hear it in our head when we see it done. So if I did this, would you know what rhythm I was doing? Do you know which one that is? Deedle deedle dumpling. How about this one? Shoot, fly, don't. How about this one? Wibbleton to Wobbleton is. All right, how about this one? Hickory dickory. And how about this one? I'll do it a little differently. I have a dog and his. All right. So being able to recognize rhythms with your eyes and your ears is important. So we're going to look at one other thing today before we end our class. Our next class will be an extension of this one. So if you have done this one, the next one will be easier to follow. So this is my finger symbols. Witch, oh witch, couldn't sew a stitch, picked up a penny and thought she was rich. So these finger symbols have a lovely ring to them. If I grabbed them and kept them from ringing, the sound would stop immediately. When I use my drum and I want to stop the sound, I stop the vibration of the drum head. So the strings on a piano and the strings on a stringed instrument work the same way. They vibrate to make a sound. And vibrating means that they're moving back and forth really, really fast. And the high notes vibrate faster and the low notes vibrate slower. So if you want to see your strings vibrate, take your lowest string. I have a violin, so my lowest string is a G. If you've got a cello or a viola, your C string would be a good one to look at. And you can see it vibrating. And if you touch it, it will tickle your finger. There'll be a little bit of a tickle there. And the sound will stop. And that's true of any of these strings, but you can really see it on your lowest string. So we're going to take any string, it doesn't matter which one, and we're just going to what we call pluck the string. And you can be in this position or in rest position and do it that way. Doesn't matter yet what posture you're using. So I'm going to establish a song, and then we'll find the beat for that song. Who's that tapping at my window? Who's that tapping at my door? Who's that tapping at my window? Who's that tapping at my door? Who's that tapping at my window? Who's that tapping at my door? All right, let's pick another string. And this time, why don't you get your posture set up? So if you're a violinist, you'll want to hold your violin up and flip it snugly under your chin and hold your violin with your chin. And you can hold right here if you want to. That would be fine. And we're going to use your bow hand to pluck. And we're going to pluck the same way, but over here. So you could choose another string if you want to. Ready, go. Who's that tapping at my window? Who's that knocking on my door? Who's that tapping on my window? Who's that knocking on my door? And you can take any of the tunes or any of the other songs that we've done and try it that way, and just keeping a beat to something that we're doing. Let's try it with Twinkle. I'm going to choose a different string. Ready, go. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. All right, so that's something you can try at home. And I'm going to leave you with a song that we're going to start with in our next video. Who's that tapping at my window? Who's that knocking at my door? Who's that tapping at my window? Who's that knocking at my door? And I will see you next time. Thank you.